as we await the post-game thoughts of Robert Lucero, who joins us now. And, Coach, we knew before this ball game started we were going to have a district runner-up who, if Dow probably had not been hurt in that final with Clark, most likely would have won that game. They would have run the table in 28-6A, including the tournament. They dropped that game, but you knew before this started this was going to be the tough test out of San Antonio. Johnson, every bit as advertised, and in the second quarter, talk about just keeping your composure going into halftime in a tight game like this.
Yeah, it's just like the guys have been through some tough games and have been challenged, especially earlier in the season, and then you get into district and, people, they prepare for you. So I thought our guys did a good job of staying even-keeled and staying in the moment. They shot the ball really well, man, and they're very tough to guard because they spread you out, and then when they started hitting threes, then you don't want to help, and they got guys that can get downhill. And so I thought, it's a tough matchup for us from the standpoint that they don't really play traditional bigs, and since that they don't play traditional bigs, it spreads you out, and we had to go to a little smaller lineup at the end with Cade and KJ as our two bigs to try to switch some more stuff and take the three-point line away.
One of the things that we noticed in that last real opportunity with the possession where you saw the big three-pointer from Cade Mankel, then the big three-pointer by Nielsen, unselfish basketball. The extra pass here in the corner to Cade, and then the extra pass to Blake in the corner. One of those, that is really, if you were to sum this entire season up, and really we talk about a lot of this in the football season with Coach Dodge, about team identity. Right there, your star doesn't have it. It's everybody else. It's team basketball, the extra pass, fundamentally sound in the half court. Talk a little bit about what that experience has been like dealing with the team, especially in key moments like that.
These guys have played together now for a couple of years. KJ, Mo, Cade, Connor, Blake have played a lot of games together going back to last year, and I think you build a trust over time. And KJ, they're going to send guys to KJ in the post, and they did that against him today. And then when they start loading up to him, and he moves it, and they find the extra man, it's what we talked about before. You can have a lot of confidence when you take that shot because you know it's the right shot for the team, not just for yourself, but for the entire team. You need to take that one, and then it allows us to rebound and get our defense set. But I thought they did a good job of staying in the moment against a team that was playing really well. It wasn't like that we didn't. It wasn't like we played super poorly. We would like to have been better defensively. They had 40-some points at halftime, so I guess we did a little bit better job in the second half. What they have, 41 at half?
They had 41 at half, 25 in the second quarter. So 41, if you do the quick math, that's 25 points allowed. So 25 points in the second quarter versus 25 points scored in the second half.
So, we have a goal of 50, so I think we did a little bit better job in the second half. And I think we can also talk about it. Coach Wilkes is the one that said a long time ago when we started coaching together that he feels like our defense gets better as we get more used to what the other team is doing. And so, in this game, they first quarter we started good. Second quarter, man, they were torching us. But then as the game went on, our defense got better.
Well, I think also you had an opportunity to really understand that the game that Johnson brought to you, and you have to give them credit, obviously, because they did play very well, but it really started to become a guard-heavy game. You started to really understand. And I'm interested in this because this can be sometimes a blessing and sometimes a curse when you look at how many players that do so many different things for you. You played with Jaden Greathouse in the lineup defensively, trying to spark some of that defensive prowess. That seemed to work in about the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Then you saw the other lineup. Take us through that mindset as you're coaching in a game. What do you see normally that allows you to make those switches in key moments?
Well, you're trying to find the best lineup to guard them. And because of the way they play, you end up at certain times having some of our bigs playing on defensively in situations that they're not accustomed to. And so then there might be a drive and kick where they give up a three, or they might get put in a situation where they're out on the top of the key versus traditionally where they are against a team that plays some bigs. And so we had to find some lineups where we could switch some stuff, and we had guys more comfortable taking the three-point line away. It's not like Nakari and P have to take away the three-point line in every game because, usually you have some bigs that they can hang around the rim and protect the basket. And so that was it. The next game will be different. O'Connor's a really good team. They beat Johnson earlier in the year. They play a little bit more traditional with the big, so we'll have some different matchups. And it just goes back to team. Everybody can be happy when we go in the locker room today. Maybe, they didn't get their number called today or as many minutes as some of the other games, but that doesn't mean that they're not needed for the next one.
So take us through the bracket. Where does Westlake sit right now heading into the region semifinal? You mentioned O'Connor. Talk about the next round of opponents.
So now we're Sweet 16. This would be where we're going to the regional tournament, but now they're doing it we're not having it at one site. So probably Tuesday we'll play O'Connor, and Clark and Harlan, I believe, are the other games. Clark beat Bowie today on the last second shot. And so then the two winners of those games, win to get to the Final Four.
And we're used to this because I think fans know that, yes, the region tournament is definitely the goal, but because of COVID-19 protocols, the UIL has basically said, hey, look, we're switching to more of a neutral site the rest of the way until the state championship game. So that's for all of you listening out there on the Westlake Shap app and westlakeshaps.com. This would be an opportunity to go to the region tournament, but again, the region semifinal game, we know who the opponent is with O'Connor, but we also don't necessarily, do we know site and time on Tuesday just yet?
We'll talk tonight.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
We'll make sure to let you know. Coach,
yes,
enjoy this victory. I know
much.
it's a quick turnaround, but
Thank
congratulations.
you. Appreciate it.
That's head coach Robert Lucero, his team, victorious this evening over the Johnson Jaguars out of San Antonio in District 28 6A with a 75-66 win.